it's Tracy from T Plus. Wow, I'm having a ball. This is take 2, believe it or not. I recorded, got through, went downstairs to upload it. Nothing there. Don't know what I did. Don't know what I did wrong, but I'm trying again. So, hi, it's Tracy from T Plays Nice podcast. I can be found as T Plays Nice on Instagram, Ravelry, Facebook, and we have a Ravelry group, the T Plays Nice podcast forum. I'm sorry for my absence over the last couple of weeks, but life gets in the way. So, hi, welcome to all new followers, and for those returning viewers, thank you, because without you there would be nothing for me to do. Excuse me, having a sip. Coffee today, nice black coffee. I need it. So yes, apologies for being absent. We've got some new members in the Ravelry forum. I know we're up to about 187 subscribers on YouTube, which for me is amazing. And we've got about 95 people in the group now. So I would just like to say hello to the new people in the Ravelry group. And that is Ramsgirl, Ange in the East, Little Red Hen and Boo Knits. I'm so delighted to have Boo Knits. Her shawls and designs are absolutely amazing. Hers was also one of the first forums alongside Tilly Trout's. Actually, it was through Boo Knits that I went into Tilly Trout's forum. So I have a lot to thank Boo Knits for without her really realising it. It got me into podcasting. Sorry, you seem to be really quite close there. Got me into podcasting through Tilly and just opened up a whole new friendly world to me. So I'd like to welcome you all to the forum. Birthday shout outs this week. I'm sorry I haven't brought my list up with me, so I really apologise if I missed your birthday in the last couple of weeks, or you've got a birthday coming up in the next couple of days. Please, please, please enjoy. I hope you get everything you want and wish for, and that you have had or have fantastic birthdays. Oh, I should have brought my Kit Kat up. I had a Kit Kat downstairs. I could have sat and eaten a Kit Kat, just like Denise does from the knitting den. I'm sorry if it's a bit dark. I'm squidged up in my craft room today, and the lighting's not very good outside. It was supposed to be beautiful. It was beautiful down here yesterday, and I wish I'd podcast yesterday and showed you some of the sights around, because it was an absolutely stunning day in Plymouth yesterday. Today, looking out the window, not so nice. I have been out to lunch with my daughter and my mum today, so hence it's a little bit late recording. I think it might be about 3:30 in the afternoon, I'm not quite sure. The date and time on my video recorder is so out of date. It's telling me it's the 24th of the 11th 2012, so I don't know what's going on there, but I know I've not time warped. Although I feel like it, I know I have not time warped. So over the last couple of weeks I've been absent, and as I said, life just got in the way. Thank you all for your well wishes. I'm fine. I've got to go have some tests done. Family know, so I'm not breaking any family rules by saying that on here. They all know that I've got to go and have some tests done. Nothing major, I don't think. I'm not worrying. I won't let myself worry. So I kind of like missed, although this is my 10th podcast, I missed when I should have done my 10th podcast. And I was doing a big giveaway of 2 people were going to win patterns for up to £5 each of their choice from Ravelry. And because I felt really guilty and I didn't want people waiting around, I did actually go ahead and do that through the forum rather than on the podcast. And Random Generator drew out 2 numbers for me, and that was number 28 and number 14, and they went to Tamora and Linda Dawn 64. both ladies have claimed their prize and they've got their patterns winging their way to them. I hope they've both got them by now. I did do it kind of like close to when they requested them. I tried to get them as soon as possible back to them. So that's my 10th podcast. Well, here we are, guys. The number 10. Happy birthday to me. It's been kind of strange because I remember doing the first one and thinking nobody's going to watch this. Wasn't expecting people to watch at all. But I'm glad you did. And so we're on number 10, and here's hoping that I'll be able to keep going and do this for you. We've started the book club in the forum, the virtual. I'm going to do podcast news really, really quickly. We did the book club. The first one's underway. We're reading The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. Denise from the Knitting Den, I've now opened up a little chitter chatter thread that you suggested because I thought that was a really good idea. So we can actually comment, not about the book yet because some people are still reading it, but we can get in there and talk about it and things like that. So hopefully everything's going to be okay there. I've also opened up a thread for the June-July book club. And if you go in there, you'll read what I'm proposing we do next time. That we all put our name and put a book that we'd like to read, and then I'll random generate. And the person that gets picked by the number is the book we read for June, July. I thought that was a good idea. The other podcast news is the Summer Loving Cal that's going on. We're all doing a little knit along or crochet along. As long as it's summer related, I don't care what you make. I don't care if it's involved with other cows. There will be prizes. Now, I did start my Vortex shawl that I wasn't going to do, but a couple of the other people said they were going to do it, and I fell in love with it. And I started it 4 days before the cow was due to start, and I finished it. I'll show you very quickly. I don't know what's going on with my video recorder, so I'm kind of like going to keep this slow. But if you can see, can you see my Vortex shawl is blocking as we speak. It is blocking. Okay, so I've picked up, sorry, I'm going to try and put you back where you are. Sorry, moving you around, don't want to make you dizzy. So we've got a couple of prizes, and the first prize that I was going to do was the Devon Sun Yarns, and it's Splashes of Spring, Bambino, Merino 80%, Bamboo 20%. It's a sock weight 100 gram, and there's 400 meters on there. So that is one prize I have for you. And then I thought I would put in a little set of my Blue Moon stitch markers for you. That's another little prize. And just before I came up to podcast, there was a little note in the forum from Boo Knits, and she has very generously and very kindly offered a prize, and that is a complete collection of your choice from her patterns, which I think is amazing. So thank you. And I did put in the thread, oh thank you so much, so jealous I can't win now, and the beautiful lady sent me a collection. So now I have to find something to so thank you so much. I'm so chuffed. So that's the Summer Cow. Please pop along to the forum and join in if you haven't already. It's open to anybody, and it's over April, May, June. And you can knit anything you like as long as it's summer related. It could be colours, or it could be in the theme, anything. Mine was summer colours, obviously, with that one. And I've decided now, because I've not been doing very well on my other knitting, that is going to Mum for her birthday, because she goes to Cyprus quite a lot, and the bed jacket that I'm knitting will be another present, maybe for Christmas, if I ever get these things done. Excuse me, a little bit of the sniffles. So that's all the podcast news. Knitting wise, obviously I've concentrated wholly and solely over the last couple of weeks on the Vortex shawl, which I absolutely love. I love the way it's come out, and I'm glad I did that particular pattern with that particular hank of yarn, because I had that one from the very first podcast and I just didn't know what I was going to do with it. So I'm very, very happy. The colours aren't as vibrant as they're vibrant, but they're not as garish as I thought they were going to be. So really, really happy with that. So that's one thing I've been working on. And I'm going away this weekend. I'm going to go and stay with an aunt in Kent. And my mum's coming too. We're going away just to get away for a few days. And hopefully just totally relax. Totally relax a little bit. I've been running and I had a little episode and I'm loving my running. I'm back to doing 6 miles and I really want to get back to it, but I know this week I have to relax, and the only way I know I'm going to do that without getting guilty for not running is to actually go away visiting family. So I'm off to Kent. And because I'm off to Kent, I needed to get something really easy on the needles to sit and do whilst I am chattering to Mum and Auntie, because boy can they talk. I know I can talk, but whew, you ain't met my mum. So I'm going to do, I wanted something really simple, and I've been looking around just a couple of the magazines in supermarkets, and I'm sorry to say I'm not that enamoured with any of our knitting magazines in this country, the UK. Some of them seem okay, but I don't know. They're not very, for me, I don't even think they're up to date for some of the older ladies that knit nowadays, let alone younger ones. They're not inspiring. I don't think they're inspiring in bringing in new knitters unless you want a knits or toys. I don't think they're helping much in the knitting thing. And while I was on Ravelry, I kind of was flitting and I came across a pattern, and it was Water Lily by Megan Fernandez, and I thought that is a lovely pattern for a little summery top. And it's knitting around, and apart from the first 8 rows of garter stitch, it then goes into stocking stitch until you need to separate for the front and back armholes, and then it's a lovely lace pattern. I thought, well, that looks simple enough to do while I'm around Aunt Doe and Mother. And when I clicked on the link, it took me to a magazine called Pom Pom. And I have to look at this Pom Pom seriously. I am seriously thinking of subscribing to it. It looks quite nice. So I think they're coming up to their 3rd year. And they do it quarterly, and it's £8 just for digital, or it's £9.50 for actual magazine and the digital together. Now I've just gone for the digital for this pattern because I downloaded. You have to download the complete book to get, and you get all the patterns. You can't do one pattern at a time. So I clicked on Water Lily. That's the top, and it's got a little ridge there that they call the Latvian. Does that make sense? Yeah, Latvian braid. So that's going to be something new for me to do. But then it just comes straight down in stocking stitch, and it's got a little garter stitch, and it comes to about hip height. So, and I'm going to do that in Debbie Bliss Rialto 4-ply, and it's the colourway, love, it's just a number 22015, which is the lime green, and I'm doing it on my interchangeables. That's all I've done. I'm hoping to get the garter stitch done before I go off, so I can just concentrate on the stocking stitch when they're around. So that's what I'm working on now, and that is, I'm going to try and concentrate just on one project. It's not going to happen. I know it's not going to happen. I keep saying this, but that is going to be my project on the go for now. And another project I do want to download, and I encourage everybody to download before I forget, is Handbrake. Now I think it's by K.F. Jones of Bakery Bears, but it might be by Dan of the Bakery Bears. I'm not quite sure, but it's only £1 and it's a man's cowl. Well, it's preliminary, a man's cowl. And all the proceeds are going to cancer research. So in a moment I'm going to download that one. So that's about knitting. That's all really the knitting I have for you this week. I would just like to say a very big thank you to Tonya, my pen pal, for my lovely gift that you sent me. It's my Cozy Crafting bag, and there was a little tiny stitch marker. Did I bring it up? Yeah. Little tiny stitch marker inside. A little teapot. Thank you so much. I love it muchly, and very, very sweet of you to do that for me. It really did brighten up my day. And I might just put my handbrake in there when I download it later on today. So that's mainly all my news. I'm trying to keep it very, very short and sweet for you, just to say hi guys, I'm fine, I am back. Might not be a podcast next week just because I'm away in Kent. If I do get time, it'll be on my iPad. Hopefully they've got, it's Kent. I'm hoping Aunt's got internet up there, or broadband, so I can connect to it. Maybe I will get a podcast done. We don't know, do you? Would be nice. I'm slowly catching up on all the podcast news. Denise, it was lovely to see you. I hope you do get your daughter's passport done in time for your visit home. And I'm really sorry I don't live close to her, because it would be lovely to meet up and say hello to you, lovely lady. And I would also like to say, Tilly Trout, you cracked me up this week with your little slip of the tongue. We call it that too, lemon curd. So, hilarious. That really did make me chuckle out loud. Amazing. So podcasts I am catching up with, but it's taken me a little bit of time. I have been keeping in touch a little in the forum and trying to keep doing that, so bear with me. I have been watching a bit of TV this week as well. I actually managed to catch Code of a Killer on ITV this week, and wow, oh excuse me, my coffee's repeating. Code of a Killer on ITV. I was born in 1970 and I grew up teenage years in the 80s, and I did not know, obviously because you don't pay much attention at that age, I did not realise DNA testing was only in its early infancies at that stage. And this programme it just blew me away how this one man has made this DNA testing such important policing nowadays. And it was in 1986. And what a clever man to be able. I just would love to get in the mind of some of these people, and it just beggars belief how some people are so clever that they can come up with something like that. And it's on again. If you haven't seen it, I urge you, please do catch up with it on ITV Catch Up or something. It was amazing, and the second part is next Monday, so I'm hoping I'll be able to watch it. Ants. If not, I'll be catching up with it. But it was something I really enjoyed, and it's one of the things I've enjoyed in a long time. And another thing I watched this week was The Last Days of Mary Queen of Scots, and that was quite sad. I actually watched that, and I actually felt quite sad for two very powerful women that still were controlled in a way by men. They were these two very, very, very powerful women, and they were still manipulated and controlled by men. It amazes me. It really does amaze me. So that is basically all the news I have this week. I'm hoping to keep it short and sweet anyway this week because of time. I need to go down and sit with hubby now for a little bit, because obviously I'm going away for the week and he's going to be at home on his own with some of the stresses still around. But I just need to get away. Hopefully they'll be sorted when I come home. It's not even stresses. I can't even say it's stresses that he has to deal with or anything like that. It's just life, I suppose. It's just, I don't know. It's a weird one. It's kind of like, I just know I need time away, not from hubby. It's just convenient that I can go with my mum, who also needs time away because she's been poorly. She's had pneumonia. So we're just going to take a little girly trip just to re-energise our batteries, I think, in a way. So I think that'll be really, really good for us. And before I go, I know it's not knitting related, and you've heard me talk about my running. I just want to talk to you about my running club. Turn off now if you're not interested, but it's not just about running. The people I run with, I run with a running club called Plymouth Musketeers, and I've only just gone back after a bit of an absence because I've just found my running mojo again. And this weekend there are a lot of musketeers going over to run the Paris Marathon. And this time last year I was hoping to do it, and I just couldn't. So, excuse me, my hair. So they're all going over, quite a few of them, to run the Paris Marathon. And then some of them next weekend are running Plymouth Half Marathon. They're actually coming home and running Plymouth Half Marathon. And then in a couple of weeks there's some running London Marathon. And although some of them are doing it for the love of running, like I have to at the moment, I have to do it for the love of running, not for any charity, because that would be too much pressure on me at the moment. But some of them are doing it for charities. And there's a lady running Paris. Her name's Jo Best. And she's running it for Plymouth Food Bank. And, you know, and then there's other people. They're running it for all different charities. And I think these people go out. They work full time, a lot of these people. And they go out evenings and they run because they love running. Don't get me wrong. They do it because they love it. But then they push themselves to run 26 miles for a charity. And a little medal at the end of it. And they're amazing. And one of the ladies going out this week is a good friend of mine called Kathy Weaver Gore. And she works for a disabled school in Plymouth. And last year, this lady, she's not fast, she's not Mo Farah, don't get me wrong. We plod along, we don't like calling us plodders because people do call us plodders. We're the slower runners. We can be about 12-minute miles, 11-minute miles. And which to some we get ridiculed, some of the more elite, not in our club, they're brilliant, but some other people say, you're basically walking. But to us, we're running. We've got little legs, we're tiny as well, do you know what I mean? We're not tall, lanky people, we're tiny people. And Kathy's 5 foot if she's anything. And she works for a disabled school, and last year she raised funds for this school by running a half marathon every month. She did 12 half marathons last year. And I just think she's amazing. And this weekend she's running Paris Marathon. It's her first marathon. And she won't mind me telling you, she's bricking it. She is just bricking it because she lacks confidence in herself. And we all know she can do it. And I know she can do it. She's amazing. I run a little bit faster than Kathy, but she can run further than me. She just keeps pushing and pushing and pushing herself along. And to all the charity runners out there, I just think you're amazing. Doing what you do for charity. It really is. So, which gives me a little idea. But I will talk about that next podcast, maybe. Right. I'm going to say doodle pip for now. And I hope to see you all quite soon and not leave it so long next time. So take care, everybody.